طب أندريا، بالنسبة للموسيقى أكيد كمان بتعطي طابع أو بتساعد أنها تعطي الجو الرومانسي، شو اللي بنطلب عادة لمثل هالعرس؟
Okay, Romantic started in the 18th century and moved onwards to the new Romantic time, which was 1970, 1960 to 80. It was in the 18th, 19th century, there were so many famous composers living, like Beethoven or Chopin, who did this wonderful classic piano music, which is lovely to have in the background when you have your wedding. If you're more a modern bride and you want to have more modern romantic music, there is enough existing there as well, which is reflecting these times with love songs and not too active, but calming down and giving this very romantic feeling.
لاحظنا أنه دائما عم تنسقي طاولات مدورة، هل هذا بيناسب كل الأعراس؟ وبالعرس مثلا بفكر الرومانسية ممكن نستخدم طاولات مربعة أو مستطيلة؟
Well, of course, you can use rectangular tables or you can use square tables. Very famous in the Victorian time was rectangular, very long tables. So you had weddings where you had, I don't know, 200, 300, 400, 500 guests, and everybody was seated on a long, long table. So 3, 4, 5 long tables with same materials that we just described, but a lot of flower guirlands on the table, along the table. Very nice, very impressive. You just need to have a room that is big enough to accommodate this. So it's easier on round tables, but if you want to do something special, go on rectangular tables. It's also very communicative for the people because you can talk to each other across the table because the tables never have been so big.
التناغم بين المكونات والألوان والنكهة مهم كتير. هالشي بيجي مع الخبرة ولا في قاعدة معينة لازم تتبعها؟
Very, very important, definitely, is the flavors. I think that's the number one base. To have the right flavor balance, and what we present as well is very much multiple courses of menus to have. After 4 courses, still not being overfilled and not being overeaten. I think it's extremely important to have a right combination of the flavor, and then the color will link into it with its vegetable part or protein part. And I think it's the importance, and that's crucially mainly experience which chefs take out through so many years of kitchens and handling different kinds of cuisines to have a right collection and selection together. What is example going to the main course now, where we really talk about the sound. Sound is given through basic cutlery and how we select things together. The first 2 courses, obviously, we had the smell, we had the second time the smell, and we had the touch by itself. And now going to the main courses, we've prepared this nice a light dauphinoise potatoes, which has been simply baked with some cream. So it gives you richness, fullness, and then we've created a whole roasted beef fillet, which has been marinated with rosemary and roasted with it. So we would a simple slice freshly cut off. It's the best part, obviously, from the beef by itself. And now what I really combine into it is the color by itself, where we've prepared a beautifully marinated roasted beetroot, which has been in its juice. So you have the color, and it looks similar to a steak with some black sesame over the top. And this is where the color, the freshness of it comes in. And we just simply place it around on it. And then on the other hand, we've got a nice green asparagus potato mash, which gives you the combination, obviously, of the vegetable part. So as you see, we do play with colors, but I think the first priority of it is purely the selection of flavors, lightness of flavors, so you're not filling yourself up, and especially getting to a main course within a 4-course meal, it always has its elements. And then we would complete it and finish it off with a nice pomegranate jus, which goes very well together with the beetroot. And around the beetroot, and then the freshness of the garden, which is always a prime focus as well for us, to look at it. And those are really, really fresh baby basil leaves, which we're just going to drizzle right over the top, so it gives you the freshness again.
انه في فواكه معينه زي الفراوله بتعبر عن الرومانسيه، هل في انواع ثانيه؟
Berries. I think berries is the big thing of romance. The strawberry has always been taken as a number one. And what I've created for you, dessert, and I think that's really the finish of the finish by itself. We talk about taste, freshness, chocolate, which is a very passionate thing and very much about romance by itself with its berry element. I've got some vanilla ice cream underneath. I've got a cold mousse of chocolate on the top. I will place the berry of the raspberry and, as I said, the beauty by itself right onto the top. I've created a caramel crunch and crumble to give you this element, which will go right over the top. It's a bit hard, but this is perfect. And then we will close the center surprise up. And this is how it would basically reach your guests. Within the berries, again, as I said, there's so many beautiful things you can do with the freshness. You don't need to add any sugar or anything onto it. It's just simply the freshness of the berries by itself. So what we've created from the taste element of the four senses is the freshness of the berries from the garden by itself, the chocolate, which is always liked by itself, the cold element in it with the ice cream, and then the fruit of passion on it, the passion fruit by itself. So what we have done is we created a hot passion fruit green tea liquid, which would go then right in the front of your guest in this way. They would look at a simple chocolate bowl, nothing really expected, and then the waiter would come and basically drizzle it right over the top, and it would basically collapse in each other. And now you've got a hot passion fruit with the ice cream, the crunch, the crumble, the light chocolate, which is not going to overfill you, and you basically have a very yummy dessert that we call. The pretty beauty bowl looking, you have a yummy roll together dessert, which is always very much liked on it.
شو الاكسسوار اللي اخترتي لنا اياه اليوم لترقيم الطاولات؟
We use this nice table number here, which is also reflecting back to the 18, 20, 30, 40 times, Victorian style. We just got a little bit more modern and stick it on wood, so we combine different elements. And it has the nice shape that they used also on tapestries during these times or in their menu cards. They framed it. So everything that was written in this nice Latin frames on it, either reflecting the emblem of the family. So, and that would be placed in the middle of the table at the beginning, so that everybody who has a table seated plan where they want to sit the guests, they would have a plan where they sit, and then the table number reflects the table where they are placed to. And then after guests are seated, you usually take it away.
الرومانسية موضوع شائع بقرون عديدة، شو اللمسة اللي رح تضيفيها لتخليه مناسب ل 2010؟
Okay, what we use to reflect the more modern time now is we use cutlery that is not typical for the days throughout the Victorian time. It's stainless steel, it's hammered, so it looks quite modern, but still it has a very romantic shape. It's not too modern, it's a very soft material and fits to the decoration perfectly. Also, if you look into the birds that we are using, they are quite modern. I will use a bird cage that has a little bit of crystals hanging around, which are made out in the... So the materials we use reflect a little bit of these years and about the prior years. So.
الإجراء ما بيبقى غير أنه نشوف النتيجة النهائية لتنسيق الطاولة اللي بتتماشى مع فكرة عرسنا. مثل ما عودناكي رح نهتم بالوجهة المثالية لشهر العسل. الليلة اخترنا لك فندق القصر مدينة جميرة. تابعينا الحلقة الجاية بعرس جديد وفكرة جديدة.